So about 15 years ago, when I first started doing immigration for the University of Waterloo, the clientele, and I say clientele loosely in the sense that my clients involved the university as an employer, the faculty that came on board, the students that were here as international students, and staff as well that may have come on board with a faculty or a student because they are here to accompany their spouse or partner. 15 years ago, my clientele was very little. The reason for that was just simply because there weren't so many, I guess, hills to overcome when it comes to immigration. All that everybody worried about was, submitting that application. There wasn't that fear that it may be denied because there weren't that many actually coming to Canada on a temporary basis at that point. The majority of people were applying from abroad for permanent residency, then coming to Canada before they even thought about, going to school here, working here. So back then, the numbers were small. As the years progressed, and I've seen it grow, now my role is 100% focused on immigration advising and guidance for everybody under the sun, it seems. Because the landscape of immigration has changed so much and has changed often enough that it has forced a lot of people, and we're talking about international people that aren't familiar with our jargon, aren't familiar with our websites, our government, how it works. They're forcing them to seek external counsel or external guidance, advising, however you want to call it, to help them navigate and understand how best they could come to Canada, to start that process to be part of Canada. So as the years go by, a lot of people are asking those questions now. How do I come here? What do I need to do to ensure that I am able to come? And once I'm here, how do I stay? What is the process of moving forward to move on beyond temporary status but become a permanent resident? Then beyond that, to become a citizen. So I think with that said, the universities, and I'm not just talking about University of Waterloo, a lot of the other academic institutions have taken it on too, where they've become more holistic in the kinds of services that they provide. Not just in immigration, but the other services, because essentially an academic institution is a micro-community unto itself. As a micro-community, we are providing not just services to teach for research, but we're providing services on things like where do you go for banking? Where do you get your SIN when you arrive? All of those things are provided by our own human resources, by our own international student advisors. So I think as a micro-community, we have kind of helped build in that resilience within our own community, but not outside and off of campus. But with that said, it's a first step to helping our students, our faculty, our staff that are new to Canada to find their footing, to get some of those services that they normally cannot find out in the community. And it's not because we don't have those services in our communities, it's because they don't have the funding to provide it to those temporary people that are here on a temporary status. They have funding to support those that are here permanently. So there is a huge gap in that I think as academic institutions we have taken up to help fill that gap a little. But there's a long way for us to still kind of go to help these newcomers, to help them give them that flexibility, not just the resilience to survive here in our communities.